fearless soul. The masterpiece demands its tone.
Yo. I'm not gonna lie. Title music goes fucking hard. It's so good.
Silent whispers paint the air, echoes from those beyond repair. On this canvas, love and fear, a bitter end draws near. Crimson canvas, dark and deep, secrets in the color sea. A work of art, grim and true, shaping a beautiful masterpiece of you. Love in every careful stroke, though hatred does this work evoke. In blackened eyes, a twisted gleam, crafting visions of your darkest dreams of you.
Oh, hell yeah. Dog.
Love you. Life and death blend in my hand, every mark a twisted brand. A wicked portrait comes to life. I thank you for your sacrifice. Crimson canvas, dark and deep, secrets in the color sea. A work of art, grim and true, take shape of my masterpiece of you. My masterpiece of you. My masterpiece of you. My masterpiece of you.
Gather in the twisted titty tavern. Just on the edge of town. Two dubious ruffians speak in hushed tones of underhand adventures and ill-begotten gains. Upon scanning their surroundings, the tavern appears eerily desolate, though the sound of music echoes melodiously from an antiquated, time-worn stage. Well, Ronnie, did you see that chest on that bard? And that voice? It's kinda haunting, but in a sexy way, you know? Ronnie? Ronnie? You dumb or something? Huh? No. It's just... I don't know, man. Are you sure about this? Am I sure about what? I don't even know what you're talking about. Are you sure we should be discussing business in public like this? It feels unsafe, Arthur. Unsafe? The hell are you on about? Well, like, shouldn't we be somewhere more private? Look around, dingus. You see anyone in here? This place is emptier than a pauper's purse. Well, what about the barmaid? Or that bard chick? And I think I saw someone drinking at the bar when we walked in too. They're halfway across the tavern, Ronnie. And that bard's belting her pretty little face off and strumming that creepy, yet modestly, mildly arousing tune. You really think anyone's gonna hear us? Come on, man. You've always been such a worrywart. You know, your old pal Arthur ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Yeah, but that's what you said about the Holtzman job. And look how that turned out. All right. Answer me this, Ronnie. Did you die? Someone did. Okay. But did you? Well, No. But then shut your lips, fathead. Have some faith in my guidance for once, will ya? Fine. But I don't want anyone to die this time, Arthur. If you follow my lead and do exactly as I say, no one will have to, Ronnie. Understood? I guess. Attaboy! So, what's the plan then? You got a new job for us? His tongue. I've got a couple things floating around, all in due time, my friend. I don't really have time to sit around and wait, Arthur. If I don't score something big, and soon, the boss man said he'd smash my sack into nut butter. Yikes. Boss don't screw around, Ronnie. Yeah, and it gets worse. He said he was done when he was done pureeing my testicles, he'd spread them on toast and feed them to my mother. Not gonna lie, that's pretty fucked up, Ronnie. He'll do it too. I know he'll fucking do it, Arthur. Have you got a job for us or not? Well, let me see what I can do. I think I might have something. Here. I'll cover our tab and head out. Don't worry, Ronnie. Everything's gonna be alright. Got it? If you say so. If you find anything, Arthur, please. You'll be the first to know, buddy. Promise. Just chill out, relax, and I'll see you in a bit, alright? Hell, maybe you should go hit up that pretty bard lass. Get out of your head for a while. It'll do you some good. Alright, well, maybe you're right. I'll probably head out of here soon, though. I'll see you around, man. Arthur swings around in his seat with drink still in hand before guzzling the remaining dregs of his ale in a hurry. Arthur sets his empty mug down atop the table and with a nervous smile, aimed at Ronnie's direction, begins to take leave with curious haste. Well, I suppose I should probably get going too. That bard is kind of on my mind, though. And I've got just enough ale in me to think I've got a chance. Maybe I should stick around a little longer. This game's really loud. There we go. Oh. Well, hello there, beautiful. I'm Ronnie. What's a lovely girl like you doing in an empty place like this? You know, with your talent, you could easily sell out the Bard Rock Cafe. That tavern is twice as big as this place, and it's always packed. Upon approaching the woman, Ronnie notices that her eyes are shut as she sings. The bard sways back and forth with the melody echoing off the tavern walls as she gently strums her instrument. Entirely fixated on her performance, she pays no attention to Ronnie's presence. Well, that's about how I expected it to go. I've got more important places to be anyway. Who knows? Maybe there's someone up at the bar who'll be interested. I just gotta find someone with a few drinks in them already. That's all. Broom. Cobweb-ridden broom. That leans against the old worn stage. Looks to be made of birchwood and straw. I hate sweeping. Literally my least favorite chore. Right next to mopping. Also making the bed and doing dishes and laundry. And actually, I think I just hate chores in general. As Ronnie expects the parchment blade opened across the old dusty piano, it reveals a set list with only one song repeating over and over again. Apparently this song is called Dies Mortis. Dies Mortis? Dies Mortis. Dies Nuts. I'm not sure what that means, but it sure is pretty. Oh, she went in the back. A sack of hollow empty barrels rest against the tavern wall, branded with the mark of the Twisted Titty Tavern. Wow, what's with all these papers here? Scattered across the table are dozens of partially written letters. Oh, this is interesting. I wonder what these say. Hello, sir. I know you, but you do not know me. I am writing to express my interest in acquiring your services. The letter abruptly ends there. Let's try another one. To whom this may concern, I am in need of an able-bodied individual to do some landscaping work for me. I'm willing to pay a great deal of coin for anyone willing to start immediately. This letter, too, abruptly ends there. Well, damn. I kinda wish I knew who wrote these. I'm hurting for coin and I could really use a lucky break. The grains of sand within the hourglass falls like angels from heaven, plummeting one by one to their ultimate and timely demise. The lower half of the hourglass is all but full as daylight passes as quickly as it had come. I can't believe how late it's getting. Time flies when you're drunk, I guess. Who are you? In the darkest corner of the tavern sits a sobbing woman, draped in holy attire. Tears run rampant down her cheeks, and cries of anguish bellow from within. Empty ale bottles pile around her, as she takes a deep sip from her mug with a strained sigh. She buries her face in her hands and weeps. Whoa, I wasn't expecting this. I don't think I've ever seen a drunk nun before. Hey, what's the matter, lady? What you crying for? Can't forgive yourself for the latest sin? Or did the priest choose one of your better-looking sisters over you for Sunday fun day? The cloaked woman begins to raise her head from her hands and slowly turns to gaze at Ronnie, her glazed eyes locked with his. They share an awkward silence for a brief moment before the woman begins to speak in a low-toned, gravelly voice. You ask me why I weep, child. The distraught, inebriated woman pauses for a moment, eyes still locked with Ronnie's as though she's peering directly into his soul. I weep for you. don't even know me, lady. I weep for you, Ronnie! I weep for you! Uh-oh. After a short and abrupt eruption of anger, the woman once again begins sobbing uncontrollably into her hands, stopping only long enough to intermittently choke down the occasional swig of ale. Ronnie stands stiff and silent in a state of befuddlement upon hearing the woman's ominous words. Oh, maybe you do know me, but I sure don't know you. Sister, you're giving me the creeps. I'm out of here. Oh. Score! Looks like the bard's mate is back. Time to work my magic. Ronnie eagerly approaches the barmaid full of confidence and poise. I've never seen you around here before, miss. You must be new here, 'cause I'm certain I'd remember a face as pretty as yours. The barmaid blushes at Ronnie's forwardness, cracking a small but visible smile. Well, that's very sweet of you to say. I actually just started here last week. I thought so. I wanted to ask you something. The barmaid pauses for a brief moment in sudden realization, as though she's just urgently remembered something of significant importance. Wait, you wouldn't happen to be Ronnie, would you? Well, that depends on who's asking, I suppose. Well, some guy came in here earlier and dropped something off for you. It's got your name on it. The barmaid presents a Chrisman smudged envelope to Ronnie and passes it over the counter. Ronnie eyes the envelope cautiously before tentatively accepting it. Ronnie opens the envelope to reveal a handwritten letter addressed to him. Ronnie begins to nervously read from the mysterious stained parchment. Dear Ronnie, I know times have been tough, and I'd like to present you with an offer. A man of your talents would be perfectly suited for a job like this. There rests an old farmhouse atop a small hill on Milton Lake. I trust you know the area well. Milton Lane. I think that's where my last job was. The old man who resides in the farmhouse is currently away visiting family down south. However, he's expected to return Thursday morning, so time is of the essence. I believe you'll find quite the fortune ripe for the taking, hidden around the house. Whatever you find is yours to keep. Thursday? That's tomorrow! I don't have a whole lot of time. Uh-oh. Use what you find to get back on your feet. Ask nothing in return, only that you follow through with this opportunity and make the most of it. Signed, Arthur. Yes! I knew Arthur would pull through for me. This does seem a little strange, though. Why didn't Arthur just hand this to me earlier? Wait, Arthur must have known it was too risky to talk about it in person after all. He must have set this whole thing up to hand the letter off to me for a new job. Arthur, you sly dog. I guess I really should trust in his guidance after all. The old man's supposed to return tomorrow morning, so that only gives me a few hours to get in and out. Don't do it, Ronnie. No. The barmaid smiles warmly at Ronnie, with a glint in her eye before speaking with slight hesitance in her voice. Oh my. My name's Sophia, by the way. I really like your vest. While the barmaid attempts to make conversation, Ronnie's eyes fixated on the letter, reading the last few lines over and over again, lost in deep thought. Caught in a trance-like state, Sophia's words fall upon deaf ears as Ronnie obviously ignores the woman's advances. Oh no! Is there anything else I can help you with, sir? I believe you were going to ask me something earlier. Oh, there's no time. I'm sorry. I gotta get going. Thanks, though. Now, if I leave soon, I should have enough time to grab the most valuable stuff before the old man comes back. Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself then. Cheapskate didn't even pay his tab. I actually thought he was cute. In a low-life scumbag, dorky sort of way. Maybe I'll try my luck with that cute bard girl once my shift is over. Oh my. What I wouldn't give to rest my head on those sweet, sweet melons while she sings me to sleep for a night. Hi again, Ronnie. Is there something I can help you with? Ronnie begins to speak in an attempt to make conversation with Sophia, but his mind goes right back to the letter that he's received before he can collect his thoughts. On second thought, I really should be going. Ah, I see. Well, later, Ronnie. Light flickers within the fireplace as the flame stands upon crackling wood. Damn, this fire is a little too cozy on my bones. I'll bet if I could close my eyes and stuck around too long, I'll be dozing off till morning. Yes. Damn it, I wanted to get rid of the letter. Oh no, the robed woman seems to have fallen asleep at the counter. Her head rests somberly upon folded arms. Uh-oh. After drunkenly staggering through the streets for several hours, Ronnie finally makes it to his destination. A dark, finely upheld farmhouse sits under the moonlight on Milton Lane, a place of recent and unwelcome history for Ronnie. I was just here the other week. I had to run through here when fleeing the neighbor's house when the last job went sour. And I really hope the old man isn't home. No one wants to be known as the guy who robs and kills old folks. I can still see the look of panic on that woman's face as she tumbled down the stairs. Her screams. They still ring so loudly in my ears. No, it's gonna be okay. This is gonna go nice and smooth, Ronnie. We're just gonna get in, get out, never come back on this side of town again. Now I just gotta find the best way to get in this place. A dull woodcutter's axe rests deeply wedged in a dry tree stump. The head of the axe looks rusted and worn, and the handle is splintered beyond repair. It looks like this axe hasn't been used in quite a while. I'll bet the old man who lives here is too weak and fragile to wield this heavy thing anymore. That's a good sign for me. Ronnie hangs over the edge of the well and peers down into the darkness. He gets a chill up his spine when he's staring into the vast unknown. I remember when I was young, I fell down one of these things. They still freak me out when I stare into them. Oh, man. Ronnie fell into the well. Oh no. Off the beaten path and into the woods, Ronnie comes across a painting of a woman surrounded by lit candles, seemingly placed at the base of a tree. Who would leave candles burning out in the middle of the woods like this? Something doesn't feel right here. Uh-oh. This painting gives me the creeps. I should go. A small campfire burns hot, cutting through the cold, biting air. From the state of these logs, it appears that this fire hasn't been burning for long. Wow, this isn't a good sign. Someone must be out here. I'll have to keep an eye out. Oh no. A wooden sign reads as follows. Welcome to Painter's Farm. Uh-oh. Huh? Wonder why they call it Painter's Farm. Uh-oh. The fastest way in would be to break the door down. It might also alert unwanted company. I'll bet there's a key hidden around here somewhere. If there's anything I've learned about breaking and entering, 9 times out of 10, there's a spare key hidden somewhere on the property in case of emergencies. Now, if I were a key, where would I be? Uh-oh. What the fuck was that? Hello? Is anyone out there? Nothing but silence is returned in response to Ronnie's calls, and the veil of night cloaks most of the property from a distance. It's probably just a cat or something. Gotta find that key and get out of here. Uh-oh. Old tattered garments in rather poor condition are strung across the clothesline. I wonder if someone forgot about these clothes out here. They seem as though they're beyond saving at this point. A washbin full of mold-ridden clothes and stagnated water sits below the clothesline, emitting a putrid odor. That don't smell right. Old man must not have anyone looking after him. Oh no. Oh! This is the way to that old lady's house I robbed. I can't handle going back there. Besides, I can't leave her here empty-handed. If I don't score big, who knows what terrible things boss has in store for me. There's someone there. No, wait. You weren't there before. Is that a doll? After exploring the surrounding area, Ronnie comes across a small, dirt-ridden doll sitting atop a tree stump. Well, if this isn't the creepiest thing I've ever seen, who put this doll here and why? The eyes of the doll peer forward in a fixed gaze, and it seems to be covered in a dry crimson substance. Ugh. I hope that's not blood. Upon further inspection, the doll appears to be holding something in its hands. What the hell is that? The abhorrent doll carries what seems to be a key, tucked neatly between its fingers. Oh, fuck off! The old man hides his keys on creepy dolls? Oh, what a weirdo. Man, I don't want to touch that fucking thing. After some intense contemplation, Ronnie soon comes to realization that he has no choice but to take the key away from the doll. Fuck. Oh, Lord. Ronnie reaches his hands towards the doll and grabs a hold of the key. However, no matter how hard he tugs, the key won't break loose from the doll's grip. Yo, what's the deal? It appears the key is stitched into the doll's hands. Ronnie suddenly realizes that in order to use the key, he's gonna have to take the doll with him to the house. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. You don't have a knife? Ronnie hesitantly snatches up the doll and begins to make his way towards the front door again. Oh. Who the fuck stitches their spare key to a doll's hands? This guy ain't right. An old stump sits wedged deep into the ground. The top of the stump appears to be stained red. I don't know what this is, but this night keeps getting weirder and weirder. It's not good, man. That doll wasn't there before, man. Alright. Here goes nothing. Ronnie approaches the cracked wooden door of the old farmhouse, with doll and key in hand. He lifts the doll up while positioning the key snugly into the lock before gently turning it. Success. And we're in. Upon entering the farmhouse, the smell of food permeates Ronnie's nostrils, and a low bubbling noise can be heard in the distance. Huh? It smells surprisingly good in here. And whatever that smell is, it's making me hungry. And what am I still doing with this creepy thing? See it, toots. Oh, Lord. Firelight flickers in the distance around the darkened corners of nearby corridors. The light illuminates part of the surrounding area and makes it a little easier to see through the darkness. I really hope no one's home. This could get real awkward real fast. Maybe I should announce myself just in case. If I get a response, I'll just hightail it out of here and figure something else out. I don't have it in me to get violent tonight. Ronnie, hesitant at first, works up the courage to announce himself to the darkness. Heyo, it's Ronnie here. Just dropping by to fix your leaky roof. The hell was that, Ronnie? Why would someone sneak into a person's home to fix their roof? Hello? Anyone there? no response can be heard to answer Ronnie's calls in the night. The dwelling appears to be currently uninhabited. Alright. Let's see if there's anything of value here. The doll sits atop a wooden stool, quiet and still. Creepy little fucker. Dehydrated corn, peas, and carrots. Oh, I'm getting hungrier by the minute. Once I find something of value to pawn, I'll have more than enough to fill my stomach. A creaky wooden bed rests pressed against the wall, with thin linen sheets and feather-stuffed pillows. If I lay down even for a moment, I'll surely sleep till morning. A large archaic door sits tucked in the corner of the room, barring the entrance to the dwelling beyond. It appears to be made of old stone and various bones cemented into the concrete slab. The door stands tall and immobile, however. However, there does appear to be a rusted iron lock holding it shut. This has to be some sort of vault. I'll bet this is where the old man keeps the good stuff. Wait a second, there's bones all over this thing. What the hell have you gotten yourself into, Ronnie? I really don't want to be here. Oh, but I don't have much of a choice. I've got to find the key to this vault. Judging from the spot where the last key was hidden, it wouldn't surprise me if the key to this door is hidden outside too. Maybe I should check the garden. Uh-oh. Who's there? Oh my god, my heart's in my fucking stomach right now. Something ain't right about this place. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can't inspect it. Broken cage. I wonder what was kept in here. Upon the table sits an open book with strange markings. Among the markings is a pentagram drawn in red, with an incantation and descriptor of the following page. The hell is this? The book is filled with a plethora of occult rituals and insidious glyphs. This page appears to depict images of souls being transferred from a corpse into an inanimate vessel. Oh boy. I'm just gonna leave this here. Then again, might be worth some coin. But also, it might open a portal to another dimension and yank me by the nads through the endless abyss. Looks like we have a dilemma. Maybe we'll come back for this later. A wicker basket, filled to the brim with crimson hot chili peppers. They have an extreme curvature to them, making them uniquely different from your average pepper. These peppers look kind of funky. Oh. Large chest of drawers sits against the wall. Which drawer would you like to open? Bottom drawer, I guess. Various sizes of used paintbrushes litter the bottom of the drawer, along with a bag of assorted tools. Looks like a bunch of junk in this one. I'm really striking out here. The doll sits quiet and still on the stovetop, with crimson teardrops streaming down its face. Both of its hands are extended towards Ronnie. One hand holds a razor blade, and the other is covered in blood. What the? How did you? Man, as if things weren't already fucked up enough. Now Tickle Me Emo has somehow gained sentience. They're gonna find this key and get out of here. Which one would you open? Let's try the middle one. The drawer is entirely empty. Oh. Alright. The drawer is filled with an assortment of old, poorly sketched art. Well, it don't look like much, though it's better than anything I could do. These dishes aren't worth much. That's rather frustrating. Oh. Whoa. A medium peach tree grows within the garden soil, producing fresh peaches that don't look fully developed yet. Even these peaches aren't fully grown. Even though these peaches aren't fully grown, they're awfully tempting. Vibrant green cabbages bloom from the soil below. I'm typically not one for greens, but I'm so hungry I'll eat just about anything right now. Huge orange pumpkins lay sprawled across the patch, connected by thick vines. I remember carving pumpkins as a kid, back when life was easier and way less stressful. Bulbous onions protrude from the earth, just waiting to be harvested. I can't stand onions. Never liked them for some reason. What? Onions are so good, though. Small turnips grow from the soil. They appear to be half-eaten by some critter. Looks like the rabbits might have gone to these turnips. Definitely food better suited for rabbits than people, if you ask me. Hey. Hello there. Oh my. A tall wooden stake protrudes from the ground, propping up an amalgamation of hay and burlap to form the shape of a man. This scarecrow stands silent and still over the budding crops below. Upon closer inspection, there appears to be something glimmering from within. Well, fuck me running. That sure looks like a key to me. Ronnie extends his hand forward, gripping the key tightly while giving it a tug. The key breaks loose from the scarecrow's grip as hay hits the soil below. Oh boy. No, I'm just glad I don't have to carry the whole damn thing inside. Uh-oh. Oh, hey. The doll sits perfectly still, resting quietly on the bed. It almost seems as though its eyes blink for a split second. Alright, this is freaking me the fuck out, man. I'm about to throw this little bitch in the fire. Breathe, Ronnie. Just breathe. Remember what you're here for. Well, here goes nothing. Ronnie pushes the key into the heavy iron lock and turns it gently. Bingo! The Chamber of Art. The heavy vault door shuts loudly behind Ronnie as he peers around in the darkness. The torchlight dances in the distance, painting darkened silhouettes upon chamber walls. A putrid smell of dirty iron and rotting meat fills the air, causing Ronnie to gag. Oh God! What is that smell? Within the dank depths of these chambers, a small fluffy dog cautiously stares at Ronnie. The dog has a tag on his collar that reads, Mr. Jippers. Why does this dog look so familiar? I think that old lady had one just like this. Onyo. The dog barks warningly while scooting itself closer to the wall, eyes fixated on Ronnie. He doesn't seem to like me too much. I've never been good with animals. A blood-spattered stone table sits in the corner of the room, cold to the touch. Strung high on the wall, draped on the dirt-covered floor, is a long, stained curtain. Pressed against the filthy back wall of the chamber sits an old, blood-stained throne. Some of the stains appear to be old and dry, yet some appear to be wet and fresh. Something tells me I shouldn't be here right now. I don't think I'm meant to see this. Oh, shit! A strange figure appears from the darkness and charges Ronnie, bashing him over the head with a pipe and rendering him unconscious in the seat of the throne. Actually, I think you're right where you're supposed to be, Ronnie. Uh-oh. After several hours have passed, Ronnie begins to come out of his coma. His head throbs achingly from being blindsided and struck from behind. Onyo. Oh, my head is killing me. Where am I? How did I get here? Why am I tied to this chair? Ah, you're awake. Sorry about your head. You've dropped like a sack of potatoes, let me tell you. I was actually worried you might not wake up. You've been out like a light for hours. Look, man, I think there's just been a big misunderstanding. If you could just untie me, I'd be happy to go on my way and... A misunderstanding? You mean you weren't trying to break into an old man's home and rob the place while he's out of town? Because from where I'm standing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it kind of seems like you were trying to break into an old man's home and rob the place while he was out of town. Maybe misunderstanding is a poor choice of word. What I meant to say was, I fucked up. I made a big, big mistake, and I fucked up. Yeah, you sure did, pal. As a matter of fact, I don't think you quite realize just how badly you fucked up. But I'm gonna make sure you understand by the end of this. Please, whatever it is you think you have to do, you don't. You don't have to do any of this. If you just let me go, I swear you'll never see me again. Well, that doesn't sound very fun now, does it, Ronnie? How do you know my name? Oh, poor Ronnie. I know a great deal about you. More than you could imagine. I've been watching you for some time now, monitoring the places you go, the people you talk to, getting a good idea for your schedule and practices. Who are you? Where's the old man that lives here? I'm afraid there is no old man, Ronnie. Just me, and now you. But the letter said an old man owned this place, and he was out of town until Thursday. Which would give you just enough time to come back here and grab some valuables and leave before he got back. Yes, I know what the letter said, Ronnie. I don't understand. Who do you think wrote the letter, Ronnie? Arthur. He's my best friend and accomplice. He left it for me at the tavern on his way out. Wait, did you just say your best friend Arthur? Yes? That's too good. I'm not following. Your friend has nothing to do with that letter, Ronnie. I'm the one who wrote the letter. Then why was it signed with his name? Because my name also just so happens to be Arthur, I suppose. Isn't that a fantastic coincidence? You can call me Art, by the way. So, my Arthur doesn't know anything about this job. As far as I'm aware, he does not. Which means no one even knows I'm here right now. That sounds about right, my guy. Holy cannoli, what an unfortunate set of circumstances. Well, for you, that is. I personally lucked out with that whole coincidental name thing. Truth be told, I didn't even know I signed that letter. Well, that was reckless of me. Just a damn subconscious habit, I guess. So if you're the one who wrote the letter, then why? What do you have to gain by luring me here? Well, that's where things get interesting, my friend. You see, you took something away from me that I have grown rather fond of. I've never stolen anything from you, man. I don't even know you. Mrs. Holtzman. My neighbor and dear friend. You broke into her home, stole her belongings, and snatched her very life from her. It wasn't supposed to go that way. No one was supposed to get hurt. It was supposed to go nice and smooth. Just a simple smash and grab and be on my way. But that's not what happened, is it, Ronnie? It was an accident. I was going through some drawers in the upstairs bedroom, and that's when I heard her come home. She must have heard me rummaging around upstairs because she started shouting angry threats and obscenities at me from below. Then, before I could climb out the window, I heard the old bag shuffling up those old creaky wooden stairs. And fast, too. I quickly rushed out of her room and met her at the top of the stairs. She had something in her hand. I think it might have been a rolling pin, but I didn't get a good look. Everything happened so fast, I didn't even mean to shove her. My hands, they just sprung forward and... And what, Ronnie? Your hands sprung forward and what? That was a question, Ronnie. Now give me an answer. I pushed her. She tumbled backwards down the stairs and broke her neck against the wall at the bottom. But it wasn't supposed to go that way. That wasn't the plan, I swear. It was an accident. It's not my fault. Not your fault? How is it not your fault? If you hadn't been in her home robbing her of what little that poor old woman had to her name, she'd still be alive right now, wouldn't she? Wouldn't she? I guess she would, yeah. Good. We're making progress. I'm proud of you, Ronnie. It takes a lot to admit to something that aloud to a complete stranger. Like that aloud to a complete stranger. So, does this mean you're gonna let me go? Not a chance. I'm afraid you're gonna be here a while, Ronnie. Make yourself comfortable. Are you hungry? All day I've been prepping a lovely pot of stew that would make Mother proud. I'll pour some for us. Now don't go running off anywhere in a hurry, all right? Yeah, I don't think you've got to worry about that. Wait, before you go, I just gotta ask, what's with the creepy doll, man? The what now? The doll. The creepy little thing that held a key to the front door. Why would you hide your key on a doll? I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about, Ronnie. I placed a spare key on the tree stump near the well. Is that not where you found it? You're fucking with me, aren't you? I even lit a fire nearby just so you wouldn't miss it. I'm gonna go grab us some stew now. Try to get some rest, Ronnie. I think that blow to the head might have done more damage than anticipated. Art gives Ronnie a playful wink before departing to fetch a bowl of stew from upstairs. Something ain't right. Oh. Oh. I'm this guy now. Okay. Uh-oh. Cooking is an art form in its own right. The creative process is what I find most attractive about my hobbies. Uh-oh. The doll sits perfectly still at the large wooden table. Bloodstains are smeared upon her cheeks and across her lips. Oh, that's odd. This must have been the doll the Ronnie was referring to. But how did she get down here? Mother used to make dolls in the attic. I haven't had a chance to go through all her belongings yet. It's beyond me how this doll could be her favorite. Upon the table sits an open book with strange markings. Among the markings is a pentagram drawn with red, with an incantation and descriptor on the following page. The book is filled with a plethora of occult rituals and insidious glyphs. This appears to depict images of a soul being transferred from a corpse into an inanimate vessel. Oh, that's strange. What's Mother's book doing out here, and why is it open? Mother used to read this book in the attic. Damn thing has always given me the creeps. Art picks up the book and shuts it before quickly tossing it back onto the table. That's enough of that. You didn't read the part where a strange aura surrounds the book, and it almost feels as though it wants to be read. Read it! Oh no. No. I really should get this thing repaired. I'll add it to my to-do list. I have quite the growing collection of brushes. I remember when I sketched these. My first year as an artist was rough, to say the least. A keg of ale rests on the kitchen floor. It appears to bear the symbol of the Twisted Titty Tavern, branded into the top of the keg. I'll bust this baby open soon enough. I still can't believe no one saw me sneak this out of the tavern. He's a thief too. I didn't realize I had such a hefty basket of peppers here. Maybe I should give it away now. On second thought, I'll just bring them to that flea market under the bridge on the other side of town. I bet a certain someone would easily pay a fortune for these. Oh. A large iron kettle hangs over an open flame as the contents within bubble furiously. I'm gonna need some bowls. I should check the cabinet in the kitchen. Oh. I'll just take one of these for my guest and a small one for myself. And then I'll be on my merry way. Art carefully takes several bowls from the stack in the cupboard and places the rest back on the shelf. Thankfully, Mother cleans these bowls before she passed. I haven't had the motivation to do any chores since she's been gone. How long ago did she pass? Ah, yum. This stew smells delightful. Art carefully ladles a couple portions of soup from the boiling kettle and into the bowls. This is going to be such a treat. I can't wait to share this with our new guest. Well, hello, friend. I've returned with dinner, and I cannot wait for you to try. Upon looking at Ronnie's position, Art notices that the rope behind him has been tampered with. Still tied to the chair, it almost seems as though Ronnie has been trying to make small progress towards breaking free, as there are fresh rope burns on his wrist that were not present prior to Art leaving the chamber. Have you been trying to wiggle yourself free and escape, Ronnie? Facial expressions of dread flow from Ronnie as he shifts uncomfortably in the chair. No. Don't lie to me, Ronnie. Don't you ever fucking lie to me. I will do awful things to you, Ronnie. Horrific, vile, ugly things, if I ever find out you've lied to me. The look of dread on Ronnie's face has spread to the rest of his person, and he begins to tremble in fear at the thought of what the man might do to him in this vulnerable, bound state. I'm sorry. I'm just a little uncomfortable, and the ropes were really digging in, you know. I won't try that again. I promise. If you had just said that to begin with, we could have worked something out, Ronnie. Unfortunately for you, your thoughtless actions have cost you supper, and the missed opportunity of tasting the best home-cooked stew recipe that has ever come close to gracing your undeserving tongue. Art places several bowls down onto the bloody stained table in the corner of the room. Shame. I think I've lost my appetite as well. Ronnie shifts uncomfortably in this chair while making intense eye contact with Art. Hey, I'm sorry to ruin your dinner. It was awfully kind of you to go through all that effort. And I'm really sorry about your neighbor, too. Thank you, Ronnie. I'm sorry, too. She was an unlikely friend to me, really. Born of necessity rather than want, or even choice. You see, we didn't spend much time together, but we'd chit-chat every now and then on taking our garbage to the curb each week. I was never too fond of her annoying, yapping little dog, always shitting in my yard. Little bastard. Sorry, Mr. Jeepers. But to a hermit like me, one whom has no friends, no family, no colleagues, the occasional bit of socialization was quite the welcome commodity. I can see how lonely things can get around here when you live that kind of life. You said you have no colleagues? What do you do? Ah, thank you for asking. I fancy myself a painter of sorts. Each painting you see in here, and those upstairs, they're all mine. You're a pretty talented guy there, Art. I couldn't draw a stick figure to save my life. Well, here's to hoping you'll never have to. Ronnie and Art momentarily share a nervous, awkward chuckle with one another. Here's to hoping, eh? Speaking of, what are your plans here? Like, what is it you want with me? Oh, that's simple, Ronnie. I want to paint you. You want to paint me? That is, in fact, what I said, yes. That's it? But why? Well, I figure with what you've taken away from me, I might as well get something out of it. I watched as you snuck into Mrs. Holtzman's house late that night, Ronnie. I heard her scream, and I heard the commotion inside. I waited for you to take your leave, and I went to check on her soon after. I found her unconscious and not breathing at the bottom of the stairs. I left that morning to fetch the local authorities, but not before painting her too. You painted your dead neighbor? Well, of course. I knew once she was in the ground I'd never see her again, so I took the time to capture a memory that I can look upon whenever I feel the need. But then, I realized I couldn't just paint Mrs. Holtzman, for that would only be capturing half the story. I needed both halves for my collection. I needed to paint you too, Ronnie. And now that I've got you here, I can. Okay. A little weird, but I'm not one to yuck someone else's yum. So then, once you're done painting me, you'll untie me? Well, obviously. I have no use for you after I finish the painting. Besides, you're sitting on my favorite chair. You can't hog the best seat in the house forever. Alright. So, when do we get started? Oh, an eager model you are. I like that. If you're so eager, we could start now? Honestly, I'm starting to cramp in this position, so the sooner we start, the better for me. I'm ready whenever you are. Wonderful! I'm so excited. I will fetch my supplies from upstairs. Now, don't go anywhere, Ronnie. I mean it this time. I wouldn't even dream of it. All right. I'm going to need a few things. I'll have to find my brushes, my paint, and my palette. Oh, I can't wait. Oh. The doll sits silent and still at the edge of the fire. She appears to be holding a small bowl of stew. Hey! You must like Mother's recipe too. Excellent taste, madam. Alright. I guess we're just okay with that existing. I'm going to need a few of these. Art carefully selects several paintbrushes from the drawer and stuffs them into his stash. I might as well grab these too. Art pulls out the bag of tools before shutting the drawer. Barley might just be my favorite ingredient to put in a stew. Oh, right, what is this? Looks like the dog's broken the cage again. I'll have to figure out a better containment method for that mutt. I've ground azurite for blue paint. I'll have to mix this with a binder so I can use it later. Do I have any oil? Or something? Oh! We'll just grab some water and pallets from the shelf here. Art hurriedly empties the shelf of its contents and stuffs from its... puts it in the stash. I guess these will work well. Nailed carefully into the wall is a shelf containing various bottles of paint. I'll need a few bottles of paint. Art hurriedly empties the shelf of its contents and stuffs them into his sash. These shades will look so vibrant on the canvas. Does anything change if I get the middle drawer? This should be empty, yeah? Yeah. Are you just not going to talk about the blood? I've returned with my supplies. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am for this moment. So all I have to do is sit here and look pretty, right? That's right. I'll do all the hard parts. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable while I get started. Art pulls his art supplies from his person and sets them on the floor between Ronnie and his art station. All right, Ronnie. Stay perfectly still for me. Sure thing. Art begins to mix various colors of paint together, carefully selecting them from his palette and painting upon his fresh canvas with his brush. Each stroke of the brush creates a new layer of paint on the canvas, providing depth to the piece. Minutes quickly pass, and soon it turns into hours. The art begins to come alive with each new layer added. I feel like I've been sitting forever. How's it coming along there, Art? Oh, it's magnificent, Ronnie. Or at least it will be when it's finished. I'm really starting to get cramped here. Are we almost done? You can't rush perfection, Ronnie. We have much work to do before we're through here. Can we maybe take a break then? I feel like these ropes are cutting off the circulation to my nutsack. If we take a break, it's only going to take longer. Mind over matter, Ronnie. Mind over matter. I gotta take a piss, though. Mind over matter, Ronnie. You got this. How am I supposed to mind over matter my piss away? You'll figure it out. I believe in you. Bruh. I feel like this piece is missing something. So close, yet so far. It's good, but not great. Something is off. I can sense it. Can you sense that I'm about to piss my pants all over your favorite chair? Because I am. What could be missing, I wonder? Regularly scheduled bathroom breaks, I'll bet. Aha! I've got it. Art stands from his stool and walks towards Ronnie. He begins rummaging through his bag of tools until he finds what he's looking for. Is he going to use his blood? Are you going to untie me for a minute, pal? I really wasn't kidding. I gotta piss like a pregnant lady having a sneeze attack. Art pulls from his bag a long, sharp, serrated tool. A rusty old carpenter's saw with a black leather grip. You're gonna cut me free then. Just watch the sack, would you? Now sit still for me, Ronnie. This shouldn't take long. Art grabs a hold of Ronnie's wrist, firmly gripping it so that he cannot pull away. He presses the saw blade against Ronnie's skin as a look of panic begins to flood Ronnie's face. Wait! Well, what are you doing? Art begins pushing and pulling the saw back and forth against Ronnie's wrist, the teeth of the saw blade gnawing through flesh and bone with relative ease.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh, fuck! Oh, please!
There we go. The model is already looking much better. My hand! You cut off my fucking hand! How very observant of you, Ronnie. Now shush, we're almost done. Here's a treat for keeping a close eye on our guest and being such a good boy, Mr. Chippers. Art picks up Ronnie's severed hand from the dirty floor and tosses it to the dog. Mr. Chippers joyfully wags his tail as he ravenously gnaws on the hand. Oh, come on! That is like the complete opposite of cool, man! What part of shush do you not understand? Now, be still for a moment. Art kneels down lower, resting his hand on Ronnie's thigh, while positioning the saw blade just above Ronnie's kneecap. He begins to rock the saw back and forth, cutting through cartilage, tendon, and bone like butter.
No, please don't do this. Please don't. No, oh, fuck!
God damn you! You freak! What have you done to me? Can't you see? I'm making you into a masterpiece, Ronnie. More like masterpieces, you fuck! Oh, Ronnie, 'tis but a scratch. You'll heal in no time. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm bleeding out here, man! Merely a flesh wound, Ronnie. I'd say 2-3 hours recovery at most. Whoa! Uh-oh, that's actually a lot of blood, Ronnie. No shit, fucko! You just hacked off 2 of my limbs! What'd you think would happen, you dumb bitch? For what is the price of priceless art, Ronnie? An arm and a fucking leg, apparently. Too true. Well, we're here now. Might as well make the most of it, eh? Listen, you're going to untie me right now and get me to a fucking doctor, or so help me. Slow down, Ronnie. You're in no position to be making demands here. You really don't have much of a leg to stand on. You motherfucker. Here, I'll make you a counteroffer. Art reaches into his tool bag and pulls out a heavy steel hammer. I'll make it nice and easy for you so you don't have to suffer through the next part. Sound like a deal? Please, you don't have to do this. I wish someone would have been there to offer you those words before you did what you did to my friend Ronnie. But I do have to do this. I've had to do this since the night you entered Mrs. Holtzman's home and took her life, Holtzman's. You've awakened something that sleeps deep within me. It lives in the darkest recesses of my soul. Something I've worked hard to keep dormant for as long as I could. You're not the first, Ronnie, and I'm sure you won't be the last either. But just as I have preserved her memory, I shall preserve yours too. Please, there has to be another way. Art raises the steel hammer above his head while gazing into Ronnie's eyes. He brings the hammer down on the top of Ronnie's skull with vengeance and wrath-fueled force, striking him over and over again.
Please, no.
Ronnie's body rests lifelessly, stumped deep into a blood-stained chair. Art looks upon his model with uncertainty. Something still isn't right. There's still something off. A detail I must be missing. Art quietly ponders to himself for a moment, grasping for answers to solve his puzzling mind. He reaches into his tool bag one last time to scour the remainder of his tools before settling on one in particular. A set of forceps. Art brings the forceps to Ronnie's face before digging them gingerly into his eye socket. After digging around inside the hole, he finds a firm grip on the eyeball and successfully removes it from its home. There. It's perfect. I couldn't ask for a better model. Art returns to his canvas and begins furiously painting once more. Deep into the hours of the night he works, never slowing, never stopping. It is finished. My masterpiece is finally complete. Art grabs a hold of the curtain and yanks it down to reveal his work. Now that is what I'd call a work of art. Whoa. Art peers over at Ronnie's disfigured body, mangled beyond recognition. What a disaster. Oh boy. You sure are a messy boy, Ronnie. But I thank you for your sacrifice. Quite the mess we have here. How am I going to clean all of this? You wouldn't happen to be willing to lend me a hand, would you, Mr. Jippers? Mr. Jippers barks happily while wagging his tail. And then he lends him a hand. Mr. Jippers drops Ronnie's severed hand at Art's feet and stares up at him joyfully. That's not quite what I meant, but I appreciate the effort, boy. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Well. Ooh. After countless hours of dismembering, digging, and burying, Art finishes cleaning the mess he made and disposing of any potential evidence. He bends down to plant a singular seed within the empty eye socket of his victim before lightly covering it with dirt. There you go, Ronnie. One day you'll grow up to be a big, strong apple tree. In the meantime, you'll be doing wonders for my soil. It's been quite a night, but I do feel mighty productive, if I say so myself. I haven't checked on my garden in a while. I should probably see how my plants and trees are doing before I hit the hay. Damn critters. Always digging up and eating my turnips before they're ready. These onions will go wonderfully with so many recipes I've yet to cook. I can't wait to make these into a lovely pie. Oh, and these will be great for cabbage soup. Oh, I'm so proud of how this tree is coming along. It's difficult not to eat the peaches yet. Oh, well, that's bizarre. How did you get out here? The blood-soaked doll looks as if it's holding something in its hand. Upon further inspection, the doll appears to be holding a human eyeball. Art takes the eyeball from the doll and examines it closely. Well, this here seems to belong to Ronnie. How on earth did you get this? Art leans down and places the eyeball firmly into the hand of the doll. There we go. Now I can keep an eye on you. Get it? Yay! Yeah! For those who stay until the end of this message, there may be a pretty nifty little surprise waiting for you that you won't want to miss. Just saying. We would like to take a moment to share a sentiment from our team to you. We appreciate all of the support players have given us over the years, and we wanted to give players a new experience that they haven't seen from our previous titles. This game was very much a passion project for us, and while it differs from most of our Choice Matters style experiences, we had such a blast pouring our heart and soul into this one. We also understand that the world in general is in a very tough spot at the moment, and people are struggling mentally, physically, and financially. This is why we've decided to make this title completely free. We know that times are tough, and not everyone can afford more than the basic necessities in life at the moment. So this game, in our way of hopefully providing you with a temporary distraction from the struggles of life, with no cost out of your pocket. We appreciate you, and we really do hope you enjoyed what we've created. As we do with all of our games, we would like to offer you an opportunity to be chosen as a character in our future games. Well, many of the characters you see in our games are actually the names of players or names chosen by players from previous titles. We'd like to give you a special word unique to your playthrough. If you wish to be part of upcoming titles and have your name selected to be in future games, please leave your special word in a comment for us. Your special word is war. Participation is completely optional, so if you do not wish to be in the game or choose the name of a character to appear in a future title, then simply leave your special word out of your comments, and we will not select you. We read each and every comment we get on all of our titles, so none are missed. We also use these words to help develop future titles, such as our big project Chasing Demons, which you can now wishlist on Steam. If you're new to our titles, then just know that each person is given a word unique to them from each of our games, which they will then be able to combine in Chasing Demons to create a custom-tailored gaming experience, specific to each individual. Interesting. Oh. Which means that what appears in your playthrough of Chasing Demons may not appear in your friend's experience when they play, ensuring that each player gets their own unique version of the game. Once again, thank you all so much for your support, and we hope to see you again in the next one. Until next time, treat each other with kindness, stay positive, and always remember, it might be stormy now, but it can't rain forever. Twisted Tea Tavern. A lonely ruffian sits on his bar stool, drowning his sorrows deep in his cups. Ronnie, where are you, man? It's been weeks. It's not like him to just up and disappear without saying anything. I hope he's alright. The man takes another swig of his ale as a tear begins to roll down his face. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be Arthur, would you? Well, ma'am, that would depend on who's asking. The barmaid sets a crimson-stained envelope on the bar in front of Arthur. Someone came in earlier and wanted me to give this to you. Are you sure it's for me? Pretty sure. I think they said their name was Ronnie. Uh-oh. It's a pretty cute game, man. Very nice. Has a lot of personality. Loved it. Great. Fucking love this song too. His hand. No, Ronnie. Each of the names in this game, as well as our other titles, are names chosen by other players, or names of the other players. We select players who leave comments on our titles with their secret words, and let them choose the names of the characters to appear in our games to show our appreciation for everyone's continued support. We appreciate you, and we want you to feel that appreciation directly. If we hadn't reached out to you to select a name yet, rest assured we'll select new players each and every day to add their names to the list for character creation, so stick around and we'll definitely reach out. If you selected a name and haven't seen it in the game yet, don't worry, we have lots of projects in the works, and we apply those names to characters who would feel fit for those names best. So expect to see that name in a future title. Please feel free to check out the other titles if you wish to support us further, or if you want to experience other games we've made. We're also putting out a few musical albums on Steam soon as well. Oh!
So if you enjoy the song you're listening to now, you can find our music on Steam under the titles A Beautiful Collection of Darkness. Ooh! You can also find the soundtrack to A Work of Art in our deluxe bundle, and on the Steam store page of this title. We always want to appreciate scrolling out. It's time to find the games on the title screen under our other games. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we wish you will have a wonderful day. We look forward to reading your comments and seeing your names as we work to include them in the future titles and credits. Until next time, Random Studios.
I thank you for your
That was pretty cool. Alright, that's it for this stream. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I certainly did. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. It might be soon, I don't know. I might play another game.